Welcome to my little country kitchen. We're going to be making hot sauce from Becky at Acre Homestead. Thank you for the recipe. So the recipe called for a different kind of pepper, but my mom gave me the serrano peppers for free, so I just decided to use them. I have 12 ounces with these 3 little cartons and roughly chop them up. I got some diced yellow onions and of course the chopped up peppers, and stir them up in the pot. Next, we're adding 2 cups of white vinegar. And 2 teaspoons of sea salt.
Honey, are you burning something?
Yep.
What? What did you burn?
I'm burning my eyes by making you some hot sauce. I added 2 tablespoons of sugar at the beginning and I added 2 more at the end.
Okay, so honey,
What?
if you and Josh can help me focus and we get all of the orders done so I'm completely caught up, I can start building the shed and doing all the projects.
In the middle of the winter?
Yeah, I don't care. I can do it. It's not that big of a deal. The biggest deal is going to be just have the time.
Now I'm adding in some olive oil. It just needs about 1 teaspoon. I just eyeballed it. Now we need to add the lemon juice. About the juice of half of a lemon, so I added
Okay, stop.
about 2 teaspoons.
I don't ever gag on stage.
If you want to know what's in the pot right next to this little pot in front of it is actually diced up potatoes. So please like and subscribe and you'll see the next video on what I'm doing for freeze drying those. Because I wasn't sure how hot this was going to be, I kicked it up with some red pepper flakes because my husband loves those. Oops, I dumped probably a little bit too much than I intended. It's alright. He'll be fine. He likes hot stuff. I also added some of this tajin spice, which we really love because it has like a lime flavor to it. And I added a few sprinkles of cayenne because I wanted the hot sauce to not be green from the peppers. And what do you get when you mix red and green? Well, you'll see. It's a pretty color of orange-ishness. Yes, that's a word. Or it should be. So I let this simmer for about 20-25 minutes, and yes, it did smoke all 3 of us in the house. We were coughing a lot. And at the very end, I remembered I needed to add some garlic cloves, but I didn't have any fresh ones, so I just added these ones that were already chopped up in the fridge, about 3 tablespoons worth. That seemed to do the trick. Wait till 8 o'clock. After it simmered for about 20 minutes, I hit it with an immersion blender. Then I realized that wasn't going to work, so I put it in the regular blender. This part had a lot of fumes. I was coughing a lot. So was my husband and our son. I wanted to get this done as soon as possible. So I was straining all of the hot sauce out from the pulp. As you can see, this is just patience and a labor of love just to get all that goodness out of there. And it looks more green on camera, but it was actually kind of an orange color since I added a little bit of red in there with the red pepper flakes and the cayenne pepper. I extracted as much as the hot sauce I was going to from the pulp, but I didn't want to just throw away the pulp, so I decided I was going to jar that up into the cans as well, and I was able to get 2 jarfuls of the pulp. I had my husband taste it and he said it was still a little too hot, which is surprising. He's never complained about the heat. So I did add a little bit more sugar to cut the heat a little bit more, and that seemed to help. And of course I was cleaning my jar with some vinegar and then adding the lids. Just finger tight. Then I was able to get 4 more jars out of the hot sauce that was left over in the bowl. Not as much as I thought it was going to be, but it's better than nothing. And these should last a while because he's the only one that's going to be eating it. So this will be a good little experiment that he can put on anything that he likes. And I did a 1/4 inch for the headspace, and of course wiped off the rims of these ones as well. Then I put these into my Presto electric canner that was already warmed up. This is where I got the jars that were already warmed up, because the hot sauce was warm and the jars were warm, so I wanted the temperature to be both the same. And like I said, I got 1 more jar, so it was 4 jars of liquid and then 2 jars of pulp that I got out of this little batch of hot sauce. And that's more than enough for my little family. So it was a good little experiment that I did. I'm glad that I did it. It was a great way to preserve these peppers that my mom gave me for free. So I like being able to preserve food that would have normally just gone bad or gone to the chickens. As you can see, this jar wasn't all the way full, so I added some water to it to dilute it and added it to the the water bath canner as well. I put them in the Presto canner, a water bath, and covered them with 2 inches of water for 25 minutes, I believe. And that is it. I thought I had it recorded, but it wasn't on, unfortunately. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe.